The internet's a perfection crisis.
Throughout the past 26 years of the 2000s, each time has had its own different eras of things people got insecure about. From the early 2000s to basically the end of 2010, every girl wanted to look super skinny because that's all what was plastered everywhere. You'd have a hard time finding an actress that was over like 140 pounds back then and wasn't slammed by the media calling the fattest and the most pathetic thing to touch earth. If you took one blow, went at them, they'd fly away like a tumbleweed in the desert. For dudes, everyone was trying to get a six-pack abs like celebs by watching a video on YouTube probably called How to Get Six-Pack Abs in 5 Minutes. Can't believe
Used to watch those all the time. Who was the one guy, bro? Oh my god. Athlean X. I used to watch Athlean X every fucking day, dude. Oh my god. When I was like 10 years old, 2012, I would watch this dude, and it would be like the perfect ab workout to get shredded in 10 minutes. And I would do it for like 3 days in a row, and I'd be like, why don't I have abs yet? Why don't I have abs yet?
I thought this would work as a kid. This had to have started my delusions and me questioning everything in life. Those are like the main things people were worried about back then. Of course there's more, but nowadays it's on a whole other level. With the rise of Looksmaxxing and all these plastic procedures being done like fast food.
Well, I think like in the early 2000s, the majority of people that wanted to improve the way they look and they were insecure about their body went through avenues that were natural, like diet and exercise, and now people want to do bone smashing, Botox, BBLs, and plastic surgery. I think it's gone away from a natural means of looking better into a very inauthentic means of trying to look good, right? Or Ozempic has its uses though, but I think it's like the best way to get in better shape is to eat better and work out. Right, not use medicines or, you know, get certain surgeries. Like, there's means for it. And I've obviously, you know, if somebody wants to get Botox or plastic surgery, by all means, like, I'm never going to judge. But I don't think that's needed to achieve those certain things.
Casually. It's only ramping up more and more how insecure people are feeling and how perfect they want to look for the internet. And one thing that showed me that is how fast the rise of Ozempic has gone. Just a couple of years ago, Ozempic
It was like half the Super Bowl ads were fucking semaglutide injection ads.
Was still a low-key drug that you had to speculate if a celeb was on or not to lose weight. Because they was dropping pounds like no tomorrow. One day they were Jonah Hill, and the next day they were Jonah Hill. Shout out to Jonah Hill. That's a top tier actor because, man, they used to bully the out of this in the 2000s in interviews.
Are you still considered the fat guy when you go to a party or anything? Because I run into that a whole lot. I'm the fat one. Okay. So are you the fat guy in Hollywood still? Or is everybody like look at you and they're like, oh wow, you know, this is great, now you're healthy?
Okay, well, like, who's the fucking cornball that's asking these dumbass questions, bro? Like, I mean, is this like a TMZ representative? Like, why are we even doing this interview with this fucking idiot?
Do you have any other questions?
Or, like, bro, did you see the people? You see how, like, Shia LaBeouf got in a fight and he got arrested, and then when he got released, there were, like, people with, like, cameras this big being like, any comments, Mr. LaBeouf? Any comments, Mr. LaBeouf? Mr. LaBeouf? Mr. LaBeouf. I'm like, yo, you're a bum. Yo, like, I'm not saying I support with Shia LaBeouf getting into a fist fight, but it's like, why are you waiting outside for him to get released so you could, like, heckle him for a fucking one-liner that you could put on your shit-ass article that no one cares about? Like, bro, get a job. Like, that, I understand that's their job, but I'm like, there's no way you're getting paid enough to do that. Like, it's not even paparazzi.
Smart.
Now with Ozempic, you can damn near walk in any pharmacy and get it in a snap. And there's also been a rise in different types of weight loss pills that are easy to get. Some companies sell it online like an Amazon product. One thing a lot of people in America do is people near the border of Mexico just take an Uber over the border to a store there because you can get it straight up over the counter, zero prescription needed, and way cheaper. The main reason for the rise of it is all the celebs promoting it and influencers as well. For some reason, Serena Williams is now an ambassador of a weight loss pill and is now promoting it even though she was
for some reason. Money. Bro, they're probably paying her millions of dollars. Like, millions of dollars to do one ad.
never that big. And how does that one
Fucking Serena Williams.
meme go? I wanted to f you when you was fat. It's become so common now that for the
What?
time in this decade, America's obesity rate has gone down. So people are seeing all this and saying, well, this whole trend is good, so why not take it? And look, if you are someone who took it or is currently taking it, then good for you. I wish nothing but the best.
No, I don't have a problem with Ozempic, but I do have a problem with people that are on Ozempic and then act like they're not on Ozempic. Similar, it's the same shit as people that take steroids, but say they're not on steroids, you know? Like, hey, if you're on steroids, you know, it's your life choice. I'm obviously going to say I don't think you should be on steroids, but if you're on steroids, just say you're on steroids. If you're using Ozempic to lose weight, just say you're on Ozempic. Don't be like, I've been dieting and going to, you have not been dieting and going to the gym. Just say you're on steroids. Just say you're on Ozempic. It's fine, right? Nobody's going to judge you, right? It's like, who cares? It's like, it becomes a problem when you're like acting like you're not.
I hope it goes well. It should always be a last option though, and unless you look like one of those from my side.
Why do you care if they lie? For steroids is because it gives a false sense of athletic achievement and speed of progress. Similarly to Ozempic, people that are Ozempic that lose weight rapidly without working out and still eating in like a very bad way are basically promoting it's an unrealistic expectation. Yeah, catastrophe. Thank you for fucking putting that in better words. It's basically promoting like, hey, like you could do this. You just have to work out and eat healthy. It's like, okay, yes, that's true, but like you're not doing that. Like you're doing the shortcut.
600-pound life that have to get forklifted out of their beds. About 99% of the public can lose weight with a decent calorie deficit and working out a little bit. But the problem with it and how mainstream it is that it wasn't even made to be this big. Ozempic is a diabetes treatment, with weight loss being one of the side effects coincidentally. There was a limited supply at a certain point, and so many...
Isn't weight loss the side effect because it's appetite reduction? And I think it does increase weight loss potential, but it's like, isn't it just like you don't want to eat? Like that's the side effect is like you just eat less. You're just not hungry. It's like, it's an appetite suppressant. It's like caffeine.
People were snatching it up to lose weight like celebs, that people with diabetes couldn't even get the medication at a certain point. Imagine your ass getting a heart attack and dying because someone wanted to lose 10 pounds before going on a vacation in a month. One of the biggest problems with this whole fiasco though, and one of the main reasons people say you shouldn't take it unless if you need to, can
it make you go blind? Isn't there like crazy fucking rare side effects but like permanent irreversible damage that could be constant just smoke cigarettes? That's what they do in other countries. That also causes cancer and heart disease. But yes, that is one of the reasons that a lot of Asian countries are healthier. Not only do they eat better, but they also smoke copious amounts of cigarettes. And cigarettes are appetite suppressants. So when people are hungry, they smoke a cigarette, you're not hungry anymore.
Zero long-term study of the side effects since it's so new. If anything crazy can happen to you, like a side effect of cancer, it's gonna take at least 10 to 20 years to figure it out. And most people using it now, because you gain the weight back pretty much instantly if you're not working out using Ozempic, end up going back for seconds. So who knows what type of toll that's taken on your body. Some other notable things people thought was normal and trusted before long-term studies were cigarettes. Yeah, I think we know the harm of that one now.
Didn't doctors used to recommend cigarettes? Like, that used to be an advert. Like 9 out of 10 doctors like Marlboro or some shit. Doctor-approved cigarettes ads. Yeah, they're all over the place. As your dentist, I would recommend Viceroys. Filter-tip cigarettes. Filter the smoke. Smoke a fresh cigarette. Camels. Give your throat a vacation. A vacation? I feel like that shit's gonna make you hurt.
Xanax. Before every rapper started talking about it, every doctor was handing this shit out like candy. And because the youth is so insecure now and TikTok is pushing it more and more, a lot are smuggling the weight loss drugs by buying it from random Ozempic dealers online. Which is bad because you have to be older than 18 to even get prescribed Ozempic. And even then when you're young, 99%, probably 99.5% can lose weight by just locking it in. That's when I started. The problem is too, a lot of people who want a certain build aren't gonna get that from taking Ozempic. If you're a dude that wants that anime lean physique or a girl who wants thickness,
No, Ozempic's just gonna make you skinny. Ozempic isn't gonna make you have a good body. Like, Ozempic isn't gonna make you athletic. It's just gonna make you lose weight.
Ozempic gonna shred the through all of your weight. Unless you do your diet precisely perfect and are already in the gym and locked in. If you're on Ozempic, it's an appetite suppressant, so you won't even be able to eat the right amount of protein. It's just gonna shred through all of your muscle because it's meant for losing weight. There's some people who take Ozempic and you can immediately tell because
they look like a bobblehead attached to a twig.
there's also another term called Ozempic face where people have noticed it can sunk in your face and make it wrinkly. But it's all good now. We have stuff to fix that. Just drop 100K and you can get a facelift and you're all good.
Bro, this shit's crazy. When I saw this, what is this woman's name? It's she's like Kylie Jenner's mom. Kylie Jenner, or no, not Kylie Jenner. Kris Jenner. Yeah, Kris Jenner, bro. Isn't she like 70? And now she looks like she's like 35 with the work they did. I just feel like that's like, ugh. I don't, at that point, it's like, now we're just trying to like reduce Kris Jenner age. Yeah, she's 70 years old. She was born in 1955, bro. She looks 35. Uncanny.
This was all worth it instead of locking in for 6 months.
Yo, have you guys seen the Jim Carrey shit? Bro, that's like all over my For You page right now, how he like doesn't look like Jim Carrey anymore. I think it's just like a different hairstyle, bro. That, and then, I don't know, but he does look different. I don't think they cloned him. His eyes are a different color now. That was weird.
Or a year and losing weight for free. Also, the rise of Looksmaxxing is getting worse and getting more mainstream as time goes on. I already made a video recently covering clavicular, so I'm not gonna go too in depth with him again. But you know, despite all the controversy he has, he just keeps growing. If you told someone a streamer in 2020 was saying the N-word and was hanging out with some of the internet's most controversial people right now, and then told them he got featured in big magazines like GQ and the New York Times, they wouldn't believe you. But cut to now, and that's what we got. Bro might have the best manager of all time, because how did he get on the New York Times? Maybe Looksmaxxing really is the way. You can get anywhere in life as long as you look good. Looksmaxxing has turned into a small—
Well, Clav is a mixture of things. Like, I think Marlon's an example of somebody that is a mainstream, very good-looking guy that most people would say is like a Chad. But Clav is a Looksmaxxer that went the hard opposition of like mainstream media. Like, Clav does crazy shit for the sake of doing crazy shit to get views. I don't think that's like kick streamers in general, but like there's an audience for that. Like, the more annoying and outlandish you get or can be, the more audience you're gonna garner. You know, Clav had surgery. I don't know if he had surgery. I don't really like keep up with Clav that much, but like whenever I do see his streams or like clips, I mean, like he always just does it's basically Jack Doherty. Well, no, I think like I don't want to say nobody likes Jack Doherty, but like a lot of people watch Jack Doherty. Clav has a fan base. Like, Clav has a fan base. He does. More than Jack. I think a lot of Jack's views are from people that don't like him. I think Clav gets hate views, but I also think he does have a big audience.
All niche community on the internet to now having a whole lore storyline. You got different characters in the Looksmaxxing universe, like ACU frat leader who did something which can only be described as Gen Z's 9/11. Frame mogging clavicular. Just like 9/11, we all remember where we were when this happened. This possibly—
I don't. Somebody asked me that the other day. They said, where were you when Clav got frame mogged? I was like, I don't know. If I knew the day that I saw the clip like 3 days later, so I don't really know where I was.
Might be worse than any war that has been fought in the past 50 years. And that whole thing sparked the mogging wars online, with #1 ranked Chad Androgenic trying to avenge clavicular from his mocking death, with another person named— Am I too old for this, guys? I just turned 20.
Wow. Androgenics hanging out with this guy? Holy fuck. What is this guy's name? He's the dude that used to do like those shirtless prank date videos. Oh my god. Who is that? That's Connor Murphy. Bro, I have not seen Connor Murphy in years. Didn't he go on like an acid trip or something in like the jungle? And then he like disappeared off the internet for a while and then came back. Oh my god, I forgot about Connor Murphy, bro.
Person named— Am I too old for this, guys? I just turned 23. Let me just move on to the point. All jokes aside, now that Looksmaxxing is growing more than ever, it's reaching more and more people who are trying to learn it and potentially are gonna damage their bodies because they want to mog like they see these dudes.
You remember the kissing pranks? Bro, I just remember Connor Murphy used to do that shit where he would be standing there and somebody would run by him and rip his shirt off and he'd be like, oh.
No Clavicular specifically does insane shit like take meth and inject peptides in his face. If you don't know, peptides come in these little vial bottles and they're amino acids that all of our bodies already have. And if you take certain ones, they're like a booster that can help with stuff like repairing your tissue.
Bro, that ketamine stream was crazy. I was watching clips on that. Bro, they all took ketamine on stream, and I was like, number one, did they I didn't even see them take it. I just know they were on it because one of Clav's boys like passed out on stream and fell over. And then they were like, yeah, we're never going to take ketamine with you again, man. You were a little crash out. I'm like, yo, he's actively still tripping on ketamine on the come down. And you're like, yeah, man, you were like a real problem. Like, imagine the fucking like panic that would induce. What's ketamine? A horse tranquilizer. It's hallucinogenic. It is used medicinally in small doses for people battling certain, illnesses or like PTSD or certain things like that. But people do take it to get high.
Which then helps with your skin. Now,
I did it at a party once. You did ketamine. How was that?
One problem with this is, at least for the
but
facial
they took
ones,
ketamine. They took ketamine, and one of their boys like fucking. He was like standing by a trash can. He's like, ugh, and then fucking like falls over. They pick him up and walk away, and then it like the clip TPs to when they're in the car, and he's like, we should do ketamine again. And Clav's like, yo, we're like never taking drugs with you again, man. You were like a crash out. And I'm like, yo, he's still on ketamine. Like, tell him that tomorrow.
Gotta inject that shit in your face with a needle.
And if you're not a professional trained at this, you're
recipe for a bad trip, bro. Oh my God. I can't imagine hallucinating in a bus with Clav. Walking around on stream, him just interacting with people, bro, I would immediately panic. I would trip. Dude, the trip would be so nightmares. Like, I think being on stream on a hallucinogen in general is terrifying. People ask me how I get high on stream, and they're like, oh, it makes me anxious. I'm like, I love being high on stream. But that's different than, like, if I took fucking 4 grams of mushrooms or some shit and was streaming. I'd be tweaking.
one injection away from.
It's a dissociative, not a hallucinogen. It is hallucinogenic, though. It's a dissociative drug, but you also do. I'm saying you hallucinate. I'm using the terminology wrong. Ketamine makes you hallucinate, though. Do you do ketamine? No, I've never done ketamine. I almost bought salvia online though one time. The strongest thing I've ever done was mushrooms. I've done mushrooms like 10 times. Not in like over a year though. I've said this a few times. Last time I took penis envy. It was too strong of a trip. Haven't had the urge in a while. So no. What's salvia? A really strong drug that like it like time dilutes very heavily, and you're only high for like 5 minutes, but it feels like 10 hours. Most of the trips are really bad. It's like a weird legal loophole. Don't take salvia. Salvia divinorum. I think I was like 20, and me and my friend were like actually contemplating doing salvia. That was bad. I'm happy I didn't. I remember I was actually like on websites like adding shit to my cart. I was like, I could just buy this. You should have. No, I think that would have been a bad play. You got peer pressured? No. The first time I took mushrooms, I was alone. That sounds very sad. I was alone, but I got them from never do mushrooms, by the way. I got them from my friend, and I took mushrooms. I only took like a gram, and then I played Valorant for like 6 hours. That's all I did. I was on Discord. I just played Valorant for 6 hours, and I popped off too. I remember I went like 27-2 in a game, and I was like, wow, I'm superhuman. I was like, I'm locked in. This is sick. Next time I took them, horrible. Next time I took them, I was like, first time was great. Why don't I take way more? And it was bad. Played Man of Medan with my friends. I've told this story a few times. It was me and 3 of my friends. We were like, let's play Man of Medan, because there's 4 characters that you can play in Man of Medan, and there's 4 of us. So we all took them, and they tasted like fucking poop, because they're grown and shit. And I just ate them raw, and I chugged like a it was a blue Powerade. And then we were playing, and we got past the intro, and I was just sinking into my couch, and I couldn't move. And I was freaking out. Like, it was the most scared I've been in my entire life. Like, actually just like raw fear. Like, I can't explain it. Like, I didn't think I was gonna die, but like, I was terrified. Like, I was full stuck. I was melting. And what I was looking at, like, everything was morphing so hard that, like, I couldn't really make out anything. And I was like, this needs to stop. This needs to stop. And I was like resisting it. And then I finally like stood up and I walked to the bathroom and I had to pee so bad. I remember peeing every like 5 minutes. Like I just kept having to pee and it was like this fixation. But it was like, I remember being like, nah, I think I'm tripping. I don't have to pee. But then I would pee like half a water bottle of liquid every time. And I was like, where's this pee coming from? And I remember I thought about that for a while. And then I looked at myself in the mirror and I felt what it was like to be a lion. That shit was crazy. Then we listened to Ice Cube. And then it switched. Right when Ice Cube turned on, it went from like the worst experience of my life to like awesome. Yo, and then we listened to Resonance. And I swear to God, I didn't move for 4 hours. I played Resonance on repeat. I played Resonance slowed on repeat for 4 hours on a JBL speaker. And I just literally laid face down on a fucking beach recliner for like 4 hours. And I was like, holy shit. I remember at that moment being like, dude, this is sick. And then I got out of it, and coming down from a mushroom trip's horrible. Like, it's actually horrible. Oh my God, there was another time. Bro. Oh. See, now you got me on these trip stories. Never do mushrooms, by the way. Never do mushrooms, by the way. It's bad. The last time I took them, this is why I haven't taken them forever, because the last time it was way too strong and it was bad. This was like a year and a half ago. My friend got an Airbnb. He was like, I got mushrooms. You want to take them? And normally I would prep myself like weeks before. Like, I would know that I was going to take mushrooms. And so I was like, I would mentally prepare myself. This was like a day before. And I was like, yeah, sure. And so I think I got done stream, went to my boy's Airbnb, and we were watching a nature documentary about salmon. And I was tripping really hard. And I already explained that whole story. It was really bad. My friend hit a Pennywise cart, and then he fucking sat in a room for like 6 hours and said everything went black and white, and he was watching chainsaw videos on TikTok. When we came down, I was hungry. And we had like 4 friends that didn't take them, and they were going to go to the bar later, and they were like, well, let's go grab you guys food. Get in the car. And I was like, okay. And we went to Chipotle, and we were in line, and somebody went, is that Joe Bart? And I actually remember I swear to God, I jumped out of my own skin. I was like, dude, there's no way. I was like, there's no way. I remember I ordered, and I darted out of there. I was like, no, we need to leave, bro. I was like, I can't be here right now. That shit was bad. I wasn't tripping anymore, but it was like the come down, and I felt weird, and I was like, dude, if they ask me for a picture, I'm gonna panic. I was like, I can't do that. That was me. That was not you. That was not you. That shit was horrible. And then I haven't taken him since.
From looking like a burn victim. In general, it shouldn't be a common thing you're doing anyways, especially if you're young. Like, there's already a ton of facial products that will help keep your skin good until you're old. It's not like the 80s where dudes was waking up.
Bro, I'm so lazy to do face care routines, though. Brooke wants me to do that shit all the time, and I'm like, it only takes like 2 minutes. I just don't want to. I wash my face with water, and that's it. But, like, I should do, like, a face scrub and then lotion. But I'm like, bro, it's just lazy, man. I go in the shower, and I literally go under the water, and I just go. And that's it.
Been washing their face with rusty lead-filled tap water, and now they're reaping the consequences on their face. So as long as you keep up a good facial routine with the products we have now.
Would you ever do cocaine? No, because I think I would get addicted. I have a very addictive personality, and I come from a very addicted family, so no, I would never do coke. That would be bad.
Oh, you should be able to age gracefully. You got dudes on TikTok flexing, showing their peptide collections like it's rare Pokemon sets.
Tragedy has officially struck. Here's my MT2. I got about 1 dose left in there. 1 of being tan left. And then I got BBC TV 500. We got like 2 weeks left, and I'm pretty stoked about that. That's not tragic yet. That's not tragic, I guess. My GHKCU, though. This is sad. This is sad. And we got 1 dose left in there, too. Back to pale and ugly I go, I guess.
Bro, that many motherfuckers are injecting their face with chemicals.
One of the main problems with them,
That's a side of TikTok I've never seen.
in general, even if you did have a doctor inject it, is that most of them aren't regulated, and a lot of times you get them shipped from a random warehouse in China. Imagine waking up one morning after taking a peptide ship from China, and your ass
Getting those Temu peptides.
gets activated, and you
Like when I took those fucking like lung detox pills from Temu. Dude, those tasted like fucking straight plastic.
Turn into a CCP spy ready to do anything as Xi Jinping's order. You want these products regulated so you could at least hold somebody accountable for if something happens to you. There's also a lot of people trying to learn how to get jaw surgeries because of Looksmaxxing. And the main culprits is, of course, people under 18 convinced by the they see on TikTok. In fact, the Looksmaxxing website itself did a survey on people who use their website, and they found that 45% of people on their website under 18 want some type of surgery. Bro, your ass ain't even finish your biological puberty process. At least wait until after that. Luckily, most people that are looking for it at that age couldn't afford it. It shows how much the Looksmaxxing sentiment has been growing with the youth though. Now, the final one I want to talk about is the skincare beauty culture online, which has been affecting little girls that haven't even reached puberty. A lot of these girls who are growing up watching these beauty influencers on YouTube and TikTok, who now for some reason have social media accounts. The fact that I have to share their internet space with someone born in 2016 is diabolical. Can y'all just do what we
Like that one clip of the guy playing Fortnite, and he's like, when were you born? And the kid goes 2018, and then it cuts to like a bunch of like highlight reels of like Ninja and what was going on then.
did when we were kids? I don't know, go on Pop Tropica or IMVU. There's been a rise of these little girls showing off their own makeup routines and skincare routines online. Some may be thinking, well, tell me what's wrong with them having a little fun showing off things they like. There'd be nothing wrong with it if it was in good fun.
It just feeds a level of insecurity in certain ways. I just think social media in general, I think like having you know, get ready with me or like a makeup routine or like any of that on surface level isn't bad, right? Like Brooke does them, a lot of people do them. It's just at some point there are people that are going to see these, and then you perceive a certain beauty standard that you have to abide by, and then it sets a bar for yourself that you feel like you can't reach, and then you develop like high levels of insecurity at a young age.
But posting it on the internet only makes it 10 times worse. Instead of them doing it at home, maybe every once
How was 2018 8 years ago? On God.
in a while to see how it looks for fun. The views for these little girls be hitting them like crack, and it's gonna end up being a cycle they continue on, which in the long run is only gonna make them more insecure growing up to a bad point. And these videos ain't a joke either, or just for fun.
I just spilled fucking coffee down my shirt. Oh my God.
A lot of them deadass got whole setups of things they do.
Hello everyone, I'm getting ready for bed and I'm doing this with y'all. I'm doing my skincare. So if you like the video, please like. Then I'm gonna use my glow recipe.
Do people really do skincare at that young? Do you need to do skincare? Like, I feel like at that point, your body's just like just a temple that's just filtering every bad thing. I remember, dude, when I was 8 years old, I would eat like a pint of ice cream every day, no problem. I remember, dude, my body was like actually a machine. Like, why am I doing skincare? Like, I would just, I could rub mud and dirt in open wounds, and they would heal like I was superhuman.
I just got out of the shower. Man, that was a good shower. I just got out of the shower. Man, that was a good shower.
Just got out of the shower. Man, that was a good shower.
I also want to be clear, I don't even blame them. The only person I blame here is the parents, because why are you even letting your daughter have whole ass 10-step facial routines at that age? It's worse for them at that
Why do they have 9 facial care products? Bro, your kid's facial care routine is $300. Your kid's 6 years old, bro.
age to have a whole long facial routine, because you can overdo it and end up having terrible acne and issues with your skin when you're
Actually, I get it once it's at a point where you're like developing acne and now you need a facial care routine, but like at that point, why do you need to do that?
older. Your skin when you're young is already pretty protected. At the most, doctors say a basic routine. It's reaching a point where certain beauty stores won't even
Basic routine. I feel like when you're like 6 years old, bro, you just gotta wash your face.
let kids buy these products. And even states are banning it. Like California last year introduced a bill to ban certain anti-aging skin products for people aged 18 and younger. Hopefully these little girls don't end up buying these products like a do visit.
Yo, actually, okay. The worst store for me to walk into, in my opinion, is an Ulta. It's like walking into any makeup store like for me, I'm not saying as a guy, but like for me, and I would say most guys, walking into like I feel more uncomfortable walking into an Ulta because it feels like the back rooms. I don't understand anything. I don't know what anything is. I don't know what anything does. There's a weird smell. Or like a Sephora. Yeah, any makeup store, bro, I have no idea. Like, I know, dude, when I was in high school and I had like a girlfriend, she'd be like, let's go into like Victoria's Secret. I'd be standing there awkward as fuck. Now, if Brooke's like, let's go to Victoria's Secret, like, let's walk into this place, I'd be like, okay, whatever, right? Doesn't bother me. You know, I'm a boyfriend, I'm holding her bag. But if I'm a boyfriend holding her bag in a Sephora, bro, I'm sitting there like, I don't, what am I looking at? There's just so many different colors. I'll just be like, what is this? She'll be like, well, this is like a facial care protector thing. She'll just like use terms I don't understand. It's like I feel like I'm literally just like learning math for the first time.
His local Snapchat dealer for a dime bag of weed. Imagine.
Don't lie to us. What you said. We know you buy makeup. I don't buy makeup, bitch.
Seeing a child running out an alleyway from the cops with a bag of anti-aging CeraVe products. It's also pre-firing and starting a problem a lot of women already deal with when they're older. Things like self-image products and not being able to walk outside without makeup. And these are girls who didn't grow up with this type of social media culture. I can only imagine how these little girls are gonna grow up having constant fears about these things.
Then if your girlfriend walks away, you're just standing there weirdly. Well, that's why you got to be like, dude, there's like a rule that if you're in like a Sephora, Victoria's Secret, or Ulta, you have to be like within 3 feet of your girlfriend at all times. Or immediately, if you're going in alone, you immediately have to get the help of a worker and be like, I'm looking for this for my girlfriend.
For a final message, I guess, anybody insecure about these things, like dudes who want to...
Yeah, just alone standing in the bra section. Just post it up.
Looksmaxxing look like clavicular. I know it's the basics.
Why? Bro, I'm just saying, man. If you're like literally, yo, bro, what do you mean why? Test it out, bro. Go walk into a Victoria's Secret and stand in the bra section, bro. The looks that you're gonna get, crazy.
Build, but just lock in with the gym, your diet, wash your ass, and you'll be like 90% there. And for the 17% women audience demographic I have, you doing all right? Just know Tommy's here to keep you safe. I don't know, probably just the same tips I said for the dudes. And if it makes you feel better, a lot of these girls look 80% different off camera. Anyways, that's gonna be all. Let me know what y'all think. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram.
That was a great video. Love Tommy. WVid, like the vid. Social media has done irreversible damage to people's self-esteem. Agreed.